So we're doing skit number one. I'm visiting the 68-year-old man that sells newspaper on the streets of New York City. He currently has a ulcer on his leg, and I'm the nurse that's visiting to check out what's going on. So,
come in.
hello, Mr. Joe. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I could be better.
Okay, my name is Keiki. I'm here from Kaiser. I'm here to check up on your skin ulcer on your leg. So, how's it doing? Is it any kind of discharge or pain or?
It's a little bit sore, but I mean, for the most part, I guess I'm okay.
Okay, you're okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit sore. If you are experiencing pain, on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rank it?
Like a 3 or a 4.
A 3 or a 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you taking any kind of pain medication for the discomfort?
Well, I'm kind of like, since I've not been working, I'm, kind of short on money. My sister came and visited me and saw how I was doing, and she dropped off some like aspirin or something like that. And yeah, I think it's aspirin.
Okay. Did the doctor prescribe you any medication that you know?
Well, he did prescribe some, but I just don't have money to, buy that medication. So I just, like I said, my sister just dropped off some aspirin for me.
Okay. Can I take a look at your leg?
Sure.
You can tell me more about it. I just need to see if I need to do a dressing change on it. So it does look kind of damp.
Mm-hmm. Do you know when I'm going to be able to go back to work? Because I'm like really hurting for money right now.
As far as I know, the doctor recommended for you to stay off from work for another 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yes. Unfortunately, there's, I can't really tell you how long it's going to take for your leg to heal because everybody's body's different. It takes duration of recovery, takes, different amount of times. But, so far what I see, there is no odor, there is no discharge. You said it's like slight pain. So, it looks pretty good for recovery. But it's going to take, I say, another week or two before you can return to work. So what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm in New York, and there's a newsstand that off of Julian and 4th, and I stand up there and I deliver newspapers and magazines and stuff like that, So,
okay, well, especially
I
if
feel okay. I can stand and walk around and stuff like that, but, is it okay to, I want to go back to work as soon as I can. By myself, I have a lot of bills to pay, so, I just want to go back to work. I need money.
Okay, I understand your concerns, Joel, and I just want to tell you that, given your profession, selling newspapers on the street corner with this leg ulcer, that's not a good idea because, you're going to be standing all day selling newspapers. That's going to put a lot of stress onto your leg. Also, the skin ulcer is an open wound, so it needs to be enclosed, and you standing in the street corners be very polluted, crowded. People might bump into you, and just overall, I wouldn't recommend it. And so like I said, so far from what I see, it looks pretty good, and I really think in another week or so it's going to be fully healed. And I will let the doctor know your concerns and see what he recommends. But my advice to you is to just, hang in there because it's healing. I can see. All right?
Okay.
So you just got to take good care of it, keep it from getting infected because if you get an infection, that's going to prolong the recovery duration. Okay? All right. Any other questions you'd like to ask me before I leave?
No. Is there anything I should... I don't know. I was wondering, do I have to, food and stuff like... I'm kind of short on money, so I don't have a lot of food to eat.
Okay, well,
nutrition-wise, am I going to be okay? Should I be
You really should be on a high protein diet for your skin ulcer. You need a lot of protein to rebuild the broken skin. So, if you don't have the funds for meat, There are alternatives such as some vegetables or legume has the protein content also. I would say I would recommend like beans or eggplant or something like that. That might be a little cheaper option.
I'm gonna go eat at my sister's house or something.
Okay, yeah, family is always good if you have family support. So, okay. Well, yeah, I will make a note of that, and I will let the doctor note your concerns, and he will be giving you a call.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so we're gonna do our discussion.
All right, we're just gonna go ahead and go off the role-playing. Where's that big bag? We'll just ask questions from the dyad, and let's see. So, first question: How did you use the principles of effective communication in an interview? So, what skills did you use?
I was pretty warm to the client. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't rude or intrusive. I let the client talk. I let the client express himself regarding his feelings about his situation and how his leg was feeling. So I mean, I think overall, I kind of the communication from me to the client was, I would say, good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I understood what you said. Any other effective? You're very empathetic. That was a pretty good skill that she displayed.
I kind of I probed into it a little bit. He told me he wanted to get back to work, and I asked him what does he do for a living, and I also, he said he wasn't able to buy a lot of protein-rich foods for his leg because of his budget. So I, gave him suggestions on things that he could get instead of meat that has protein in it also. So I gave options for his diet. So
yeah, the options are good. The advice is really good, but she didn't overstep her boundaries and give out like information that the doctor would normally give out. So always throwing it back to the doctor and not diving in and making all these getting the advice that a doctor should give, basically. So she stayed within her scope. So I thought that was pretty good. Let's see, discussion guidelines. Number 2, what constituted the major stalls or blocks in your interview? So when you're talking to me, what if there was any hiccups, like when you spoke, like did you not know what to say at certain times?
I think overall I was pretty well constructed on the interview, but when I felt like he wasn't being very verbal or he wasn't really being very responsive, like he was kind of hesitant to tell me what's going on, I kind of told him to, hey, let me see your leg, and then like I was asking him questions. More so on the ulcer at that point, so he could tell me a little bit more insight on what's going on, and then I kind of like led the way to what other concern he has. So that was like a icebreaker for him to address what his issues were.
Did trying to do a skill and talk at the same time be a little did it make the conversation a little bit, because your focus is on doing the wound dressing? Did it take away from your conversation? Was it hard to talk and do something at the same time?
Since this is simulated, I think it was much easier than the real thing. But I think it's actually good, because I feel like the client, when you're doing any kind of like actual on-hand assessment on them or dressing change or anything like that, they feel like you actually care about them. So I feel like there's more like maybe a little bit of trust established, or they might come a little bit more forward with what they have to say, versus me just coming in, hey, Mr. Such and Such, you don't know me, but I'm here to assess your wound, or, tell me more about yourself. Then he might be kind of like, like when you first meet somebody, it's just kind of hard for you to like, let everybody know what's going on. So, I mean, when I came into his home with a warm welcome attitude, I showed empathy, or all of the above. And then I did the dressing change, and then he kind of like let more out after I did that. So I think it was a good thing. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Any
so
feedback for me?
What feedback? Feedback. I think you definitely presentable, and you're very you're easy to talk to. So I mean, definitely your advice was really good, and just the way you present yourself is, I mean, I would want you as my nurse. So I mean, really not too many bad things to say. Maybe it'll, I don't know, you're really, I could say, sequential, like you hit the buttons, right? But I mean, you can definitely, to build up more of that rapport with the patient, you can definitely dive into a little bit more personal stuff, or maybe just, you know, find common ground between you and the patient. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, what newspapers do you sell, and stuff like that, and what's your top seller, why you're, you know, just more stuff that's not nursing related, but still, you know, for the client, you know, just make it a little bit more personable. Okay. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay. But other than that, the caring part of it, the actual nursing care, spot on. So. Perfect. Good stuff.
Let's see what Janet has to say. All right, that's it.